Anything about the black church that actually surprised you during
Yeah.
your research?
You know, I think what we have seen that's surprising about the black church is the transformation that the church itself has had to make from back in the civil rights days to now, when America's really changed. Many communities are much more integrated. There are certainly some big issues in the black community that are different from many years ago. In some ways, it's less political, and in some ways, the outreach has got to be more about money, education. I mean, there's been a real shift. So I think that sort of the new face of the black church and how those black churches are sometimes struggling even to stay relevant has been really interesting. The pastor that we picked, Buster Soares in Somerset, New Jersey, he's amazing. He is an incredible speaker, and he really has been there from the get-go in dealing with the issues during civil rights era and today when he is talking to a really different audience.
Okay. Now, did you look at the sort of the mega churches versus the still small town operations and how they're faring?
We looked at the mega churches and the small town operations to decide where we wanted to focus our efforts because, as everybody knows, there's a big difference between doing a story on a church that has 200 people and a church that has 35,000 people.
Right.
And so we ended up settling on a place that had good stories. It was less about the size of the church and more about the stories that we found compelling, and we found compelling characters, as we call them, to tell that story. But, you know, it does, in the back of your head, is a 35,000 member church the story of the black community? Is a 220 member church the story in the black community? The answer is both are the story of the black community.
Sure.
We're going to tell the story of what I'm not sure if we made up this mini mega, which is Buster Soares has about 9,000 roughly churchgoers. But they have a lot of the struggles of the small church and some of the issues that being a big church has. We thought that was an interesting direction to go.